For the best experience, please use headphones or listen in a quiet environment. Transform your life with Bhagavad Gita. Unlock peace, purpose, and inner power. What if I told you that the answers to your deepest questions about purpose, peace, and power are all found in a timeless book written thousands of years ago? And what if I told you that this wisdom isn't just ancient poetry, but a practical guide to living your best life today? Would you listen? Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt stuck, paralyzed by a decision, or overwhelmed by the sheer weight of life? Maybe you've wondered, what's the point of all this? Or am I living the life I was truly meant to live? If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone, and you're in exactly the right place, because today we're diving into the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, a text that has transformed millions of lives. But before we dive in, I want you to imagine something. What if you could wake up tomorrow and feel an unshakable sense of clarity and confidence, knowing exactly what to do and why? The Gita can help you do just that. The battlefield of life. The Bhagavad Gita begins on a battlefield, but this isn't just a story about war. It's a metaphor for the battles we face every day. The internal wars of doubt, fear, and indecision. Arjuna, the warrior prince, is standing between two armies, frozen by fear. Sound familiar? How many times have you stood at the crossroads of your life, unsure of which path to take? Krishna, his guide and teacher, tells him, "You have the right to perform your duty, but not to the fruits of your actions." Think about that for a moment. How often do we let the fear of failure or the desire for success dictate our actions? The Gita teaches us to focus on the process, not the outcome. Why? Because when we detach from the results, we free ourselves from the chains of anxiety and disappointment. For example, imagine you're working on a challenging project at your job. Instead of obsessing over whether it will earn you a promotion, focus on giving your best effort. The satisfaction and growth you gain from doing the work well will be the true reward, regardless of the outcome. Interestingly, a study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that individuals who focus on intrinsic motivation, the joy and fulfillment of doing an activity, are significantly more likely to achieve long-term success than those driven purely by external rewards. This aligns perfectly with the Gita's teaching on detachment. Let's consider the real-world example of Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. While her career is filled with championship titles, what stands out is her focus on the process rather than the trophy. In interviews, she has emphasized her commitment to improving her game every day rather than solely focusing on winning. Her ability to detach from the outcome while giving her best effort has been a key factor in her resilience and longevity in the sport. As Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. This quote reinforces the idea that focusing on consistent effort and mastery rather than immediate results is the path to greatness. Action item 1. Starting today, focus on one task in your life and commit to doing it wholeheartedly without obsessing over the result. Maybe it's a project at work, a conversation with a loved one, or even a workout. Detach from the outcome and give it your all. The power of purpose. Let's talk about purpose, your dharma. The Gita teaches us that everyone has a unique role to play in this world. Krishna says, "It is better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live an imitation of someone else's life with perfection." How powerful is that? Yet, how often do we compare ourselves to others, trying to live up to someone else's idea of success? Here's the truth. Your purpose isn't to be someone else. It's to fully embrace who you are. Your strengths, your quirks, your passions, those are your superpowers. Consider this. A musician doesn't try to be a painter, and a painter doesn't try to be a musician. Each thrives when they honor their unique gift. Similarly, when you align with your dharma, you not only find fulfillment, but also contribute to the world in a way that only you can. Let's look at J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before achieving success, she faced numerous rejections and personal challenges, including financial struggles and single parenthood. Despite these obstacles, she stayed true to her passion for storytelling. Her commitment to her unique purpose transformed her life and brought joy to millions around the world. This idea of purpose also echoes Steve Jobs' famous words, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life." And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Jobs' relentless pursuit of innovation stemmed from his passion for creating products that would change the world. His alignment with his purpose revolutionized technology and inspired countless others to follow their dreams. Scientific research also supports this idea. A study from the University of Michigan found that individuals who align their careers and daily activities with their core values experience higher levels of happiness and lower levels of stress. When you're living your purpose, it's not just spiritually fulfilling. It's good for your mental health too. Misconception: purpose must be grand. One mistake many people make is believing that their purpose has to be something monumental, like curing a disease or becoming a world leader. While those are noble goals, your purpose can be as simple as being a kind parent, a supportive friend, or an honest worker. Purpose isn't measured by its size but by its authenticity. Action item 2. Take 5 minutes today to write down what makes you unique. What are your strengths? What lights you up? What do people come to you for? Reflect on how you can use those qualities to serve others. Overcoming fear and doubt. Fear, it's the invisible enemy that holds us back. Krishna tells Arjuna, fearlessness is the first quality of a virtuous soul. But how do we cultivate fearlessness? By remembering this: you are not this body, this title, or this bank account. You are something far greater. The Gita reminds us that we are eternal, indestructible, and limitless. Let that sink in. When you stop identifying with temporary things, fear loses its grip. You realize that failure isn't final, and success isn't the end goal. What matters is growth, becoming a better version of yourself every day. For instance, let's say you're hesitant to start a new business because you're afraid of failing. By embracing the Gita's teaching, you realize that failure is just a step in the journey, not the destination. Even if you stumble, you'll learn and grow in ways that prepare you for greater challenges ahead. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, she was demoted from her role as a news anchor because she was deemed unfit for television. Instead of letting this setback define her, she used it as fuel to pursue her passion for storytelling and connecting with people. Today, she is one of the most influential figures in the world, proving that failure is often a stepping stone to success. This aligns with Nelson Mandela's wisdom. I never lose. I either win or learn. Mandela's perspective on failure as a teacher rather than a defeat is a testament to his resilience and optimism, qualities that helped him lead a nation through transformation. Neuroscience backs this up. Research from Stanford University shows that adopting a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed, enhances resilience and reduces fear of failure. When you view challenges as opportunities to grow, fear becomes a motivator rather than a barrier. Common mistake: avoiding fear altogether. Many people think fearlessness means never feeling fear, but true courage is feeling fear and choosing to act anyway. The key is not to eliminate fear but to understand it and move forward despite it. Action item 3. Identify one fear that's been holding you back. Write it down, and then write down one small, courageous action you can take today to face it. The art of letting go. We live in a world obsessed with control, but here's the thing: the more you try to control, the more you suffer. Krishna tells Arjuna, surrender to me completely. This isn't about giving up, it's about letting go of the need to micromanage every detail of your life. When you surrender, you open yourself up to possibilities you never imagined. Think of it like planting a seed. You can water it and nurture it, but you can't force it to grow. You have to trust the process. For example, if you're navigating a relationship that's causing stress, instead of trying to control how the other person acts, focus on how you show up. Let go of expectations and trust that the relationship will evolve as it's meant to. Let's consider Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, yet emerged with a heart full of forgiveness and a vision for unity. Instead of harboring resentment or trying to control the past, he focused on what he could contribute to the future. His ability to let go of anger and focus on reconciliation changed the course of history. Psychological research supports the benefits of letting go. A study in the Journal of Behavioral Medicine found that individuals who practice acceptance and mindfulness experience lower levels of stress and greater emotional well-being. By surrendering control, you reduce the mental burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. This concept is echoed by Eckhart Tolle in his book The Power of Now, where he writes, "Sometimes letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on." Tolle's perspective underscores the strength it takes to release attachment and live fully in the present. Mistake: thinking letting go is weakness. Letting go is often misconstrued as giving up or being weak. In reality, it takes immense strength to release attachment and trust the process. It's about knowing what you can control and having the wisdom to release what you cannot. Action item 4. Think of one area in your life where you've been holding on too tightly. Practice letting go. Trust that what's meant for you will come to you at the right time. Finding inner peace. The Gita is clear. True peace comes from within. Krishna says, "A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires can alone achieve peace." In other words, chasing external things, whether it's money, recognition, or possessions, will never satisfy you. Real peace is about mastering your mind. How do you do that? Through meditation and self-awareness. When you quiet the noise of the world, you can hear the whispers of your soul. Think of a time when you achieved something you thought would bring you happiness. Maybe a promotion, a new car, or a vacation. How long did that happiness last? The Gita reminds us that lasting peace comes not from external achievements, but from inner contentment. This is supported by neuroscience. Research published in Frontiers in Psychology shows that mindfulness practices can rewire the brain, reducing activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, and increasing activity in the prefrontal cortex, which governs rational thought and emotional regulation. Mahatma Gandhi encapsulated this wisdom beautifully when he said, "Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony." His words remind us that inner peace is about aligning our thoughts and actions with our values. Action item 5. Spend 5 minutes in silence every day. No phone, no distractions. Just breathe and observe your thoughts without judgment. Living with integrity. Integrity isn't just about honesty, it's about alignment. Krishna teaches us that when your thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony, you become unstoppable. He says, "Perform your prescribed duty, for doing so is better than not working." A person who does not work cannot even maintain their physical body. Work isn't just a means to an end, it's a form of service. When you show up fully, whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your community, you elevate not just yourself, but everyone around you. Consider the example of Malala Yousafzai. After surviving an attack on her life for advocating girls' education, she continued her work with unwavering integrity. Her commitment to her values has inspired millions and brought global attention to the importance of education for all. This aligns with the wisdom of Michelle Obama, who said, "Success isn't about how much money you make, it's about the difference you make in people's lives." Her focus on service and making a positive impact highlights the true essence of integrity. Mistake: overlooking small acts of integrity. Integrity isn't about grand gestures, it's about the small, consistent actions that build trust and self-respect. Whether it's keeping a promise or admitting a mistake, these moments define your character. Action item 6. Reflect on one area where you feel out of alignment. What small step can you take today to bring your actions closer to your values? The path of devotion. One of the most beautiful teachings of the Gita is the power of love and devotion. Krishna says, "Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that as an offering to me." When you approach life with a sense of gratitude and devotion, everything becomes sacred, even the mundane. For example, imagine you're preparing a meal. Instead of rushing through it, treat it as an act of love for yourself, your family, or even the divine. This shift in perspective can transform even the simplest tasks into meaningful rituals. Robin Sharma, author of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, wrote, "Gratitude drives happiness. Gratitude fuels optimism. Gratitude creates a life that is beautiful." His words remind us that devotion and gratitude go hand in hand, elevating our everyday experiences. Action item 7. Start a gratitude practice. Each night, Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Watch how this simple habit transforms your mindset. Your call to action. We've covered a lot today, but knowledge without action is useless. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one action item from today's talk and commit to it for the next 7 days. Whether it's practicing detachment, facing a fear, or starting a gratitude journal, take that first step. Now, let me ask you, did something you heard today resonate with you? Did you learn something new? If you did, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification icon, and give this video a like. Why? Because it helps us reach more people like you who are seeking wisdom and growth. And it ensures you don't miss out on future videos that can help you live your best life. Finally, I want to hear from you. Is there a specific topic you'd like us to explore? Something that could make this world a better place? Let me know in the comments. Your voice matters, and together we can create a ripple effect of positive change. Thank you for being here, for showing up for yourself, and for taking this journey with me. Remember, you are more powerful than you realize, and the answers you seek are already within you. Until next time, stay inspired and keep growing.